Howdy folks, hope you're doing well and staying safe. We're continuing on reviewing all the submarines in the game, and now we're on to Tier 8. First boat in Tier 8 is going to be the I-56 Japanese IJN boat. It was the original boat that, in my opinion, was the original shotgunning boat that everyone kind of got upset with, because if you can see the reticle there in front of it, it's a very thin line. There's not a wide beam when you put torpedoes out. It's just like the Gatto. It's a fantastic boat for that. Is she a shotgunning boat? Sure. You can get it nice and close, only do 10% damage, as all of you are finding out, which is not the end of the world if it's a low health battleship or cruiser or destroyer. With this boat being a very tight spread, you actually can still shotgun, but I have changed my build and I've changed my playstyle just a little bit on this boat. In things like asymmetrical, yeah, she still dominates. In co-op, she'll dominate. Can't do any operations with submarines. I wish you could. Randoms, you got to be very careful. But, let's jump into what's on the boat with the changes I've made. So right off the bat, armor. She paper thin. She's worse than a 24 and change for damage, hit points. Artillery, she does have a beautiful SAP gun back here. I've seen this boat kill a tier 10 Russian gunboat with full health. Like, don't mess with this gun if you're out there. It will kill you dead. It has a really good reload time, 1.8 seconds as well. And good range. Sonar, 6.5 second repeat. If you get one ping, lasts for 25 seconds. You get two pings, lasts for 55 seconds. And it's only got a range of 6 kilometers. That's right, her homing torpedoes are only 6 kilometers. So I barely use them. I only use the big long lance ones. The big reason I say that is because her homing torpedoes only do 10,000 unit damage. They do 78 knots, but they're seen at 2.1 kilometers. That's terrible. The other ones, the long lance ones, they're 12.5 kilometer range, 16 and change on damage, 73 knots at 1.9 kilometers for detectability. I still think you can actually use the original torpedoes. Diving capacity, 126 units, which means just over 2 minutes. I'll show you that in a bit. So I've got it spec'd out to get fast battery charge, and see, if you look at my battery charge, 2.2, it takes me under 60 seconds to recharge my batteries. With regards to that and maneuverability, 30 knots on the surface. Rudder shift's pretty good, but she still turns real slow. She's a bit of a chunky. Underwater, 13.6. 2.4 for diving capacity. That's just not true. That's been busted since the submarines come on. I proved that last year. Terrible detection, 7.1. She's not like the other Tier 8 boats. She can be seen from the moon, not to mention by air, 2.6 kilometers. Let's jump into equipment. Right off the bat, I take minor modifications. I do take the reserve battery. This gives me an extra 20% on that 30% charge, which is fantastic. I also do take dive capacity modification. It's recharged my batteries 10% fast. You can take more, but I want batteries for this boat. It's important. Then I also take, of course, submarine steering gears, 50% reduction in rudder and shift and whatnot. And I take reinforced hull. I try to give it as much healing as possible. Good heals itself, not a lot, but 48 seconds when it comes back up. You've got the hydrophone, lasts for 1 second, and you can see the ship for 6 seconds. I think it's useless now. You've got now 36 seconds because of that upgrade, so I get an extra 36 seconds of battery life underwater. That's how I look at it. There's my flags. These two flags are the most important for a submarine, in my opinion. There's the acoustic, homing, non-homing, and then the SAP shells. Exterior for me is straight up. I just take the base camo. Let's go into captain skills. Liquidator, plus 30% flooding. Yes. I take helmsman. I take this one because you're going to get spotted in this boat and you want to get under the water pretty darn quick. Last stand, because you're going to get damaged. You know it's coming. Then, of course, I do take consumable speed. This actually speeds my consumables up. I get them back 15% quicker. Watchful is the most important skill out there. I do take superintendent because I want more of the consumables. I need them as much as possible. And I do take improved battery efficiency. This is a plus 25% when you're under 50% recharging your battery. I take it all the time because I drain the battery. Adrenaline rush as well. So that's pretty much it for how the submarine goes. So let's talk about how you play it and what you do. So in co-op, it's fine. Asymmetrical, fine. Randoms, you got to be very careful. It's still a flank boat. You see me. This is a co-op battle, I think. You can see me going up the side with this destroyer. And there's the other sub. By the way, I don't have any sub surveillance. Every other sub out there, especially the Germans, can have you. So I got to stay on the surface here, and I can't turn too much. I don't want to actually get myself shot with the battleship too much. Everybody's on a big fat target, because this boat's pretty chunky and pretty big. But anyway, at the point I'm saying is, it's decent to flanks. You can spot, watch out for aircraft, and watch out for their subs. That's your weakness, I would say, bigly, is CVs, and especially Subs, I didn't fire any random my torpedoes. But at the end of the day, I would say that's about it. Battleships and cruisers, you can still dominate. You can still go down to periscope depth, go full reverse, launch your non-homing torpedoes, and do damage as much as possible. I have no problem with that whatsoever. And that's me. Can she still shotgun up close? Yes, like I said earlier. If the ship has got, very little damage left or not much health, sure, you can push up on it and get it. But this boat for me now is more for spotting. It's more for taking out surface targets like cruisers and battleships. DDs, not so much because of that 10%. So, and I'm about to do it here as well just to test it out. But anyway, guys, let me know down below. I still think it's a good boat. I still like it. It's still one of my favorites. I still play it. Randoms, you got to be careful because if any destroyer player is smart, they're going to charge you now because you can't do that damage, especially in the beginning. As I always say, hang back, okay? Except for co-op and asymmetrical, go kill, stop their bots. As always, guys, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Are you still playing this boat? Do you still like it? I think it's still viable. But as always, do me a favor. Hit the like button. Subscribe. It's important because it does help the channel. The YouTubers like that stuff, okay? And I just passed 27,000 subscribers last night. I'm adding 500 subscribers a day right now, which is fantastic. So I'll keep saying this. But as always, take care, stay safe. I wish you the best. And, well, bye for now.